Police are searching for the rider of a motorcycle after a hit-and-run accident. A pedestrian, Orville Moore, who is believed to be in his 60s, of Babs, St. Lucie, died in that accident, which occurred last night just before 11 p.m. According to reports, he was struck by the motorcycle as he was walking along President Kennedy Drive, St. Michael. He died on the scene. The rider of the motorcycle failed to stop and reportedly continued travelling in the direction of the traffic lights at Westbury New Road, St. Michael. Lawmen are eagerly seeking the public's assistance to identify the motorcycle rider. In other news, existing curricula need to be reviewed to better reflect the developmental demands of Barbados and the rest of the Caribbean. That's the view of Sir Henry Ford, who made the comment as he received an honorary degree of Doctor of Laws. The presentation was made today at the Garfield Sobers Gymnasium during the University of the West Indies Cave Hill campus's 50th anniversary graduation ceremony. Sir Henry received the prestigious honour along with Dr. Julian Hunt and Dr. Rufus Broom.
I believe that if we are to move the region forward rapidly, emphasis must also be placed on the reviewing of our curriculums to match the demands of our economic development requirements.
Well, Sir Henry said it's also important for the areas of science and technology to be emphasized for Barbados and the rest of the region to compete globally in an effective way.
I share the view of the Honourable Dr. Keith Mitchell that if we wish to compete globally, we need to encourage more of our students to concentrate on science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. I note that Cave Hill has started the process by rebranding its Faculty of Pure and Applied Sciences as the Faculty of Science and Technology. Let me be quick to say, however, that a concentration of science and technology does not mean that we must ignore the humanities.
Well, the creative sector has been likened to that of an industrial zone, and the island's Prime Minister Frundle Stewart says it should be treated like any other sector which contributes to Barbados's economy. He made the comment in the lower house in support of the Cultural Development Industries Bill, which was passed late last night in Parliament.
In that context, all the waivers and exemptions and concessions and so on appropriate to other areas of production are now being made applicable to this area as well, because this is an area in which people are producing as well. When a man sits down to write, he is producing. When a man sits down to write a song, he's producing. When a man goes to sing a song before thousands of people, he is producing. And painters produce.
Well, strokes are being recorded in Barbados at a rate of 49 per month. That's according to consultant cardiologist with the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, Anthony Harris. He said the figures represent an increase from 3 years ago, and he made the disclosure during a recent public accountability meeting for the QEH at the Lloyd Erskine Sandiford Centre.
It is perhaps even more prevalent in our population than heart attacks. You remember we had 11 of them, 11 heart attacks occurring, but we have some like 49 strokes a month. And the effect of a stroke is it can kill you, or it leaves you severely disabled. And of course some will recover, but a lot of people, even when they get a stroke and they do not die, wish they had died because of the debilitating effect.
And the consultant cardiologist said while strokes typically affect older people, the average age group is now slightly younger.
Of course, it affects the more elderly population, but of course, you know, we do see strokes in the 40 to 50 age group as well. And it is something that I'm really heartened to see that we are beginning to take steps at the Queen Hospital to manage in a modern and effective way to get these patients back on their feet. And I would hope that the promotion of this and doing a good job at the Queen Hospital would also increase the sensitivity so that people are better stimulated to prevent stroke in the first place.
Well, family members and friends gathered earlier today at the St. John's Parish Church for the unveiling of a portrait on the grave of former Prime Minister David Thompson. The late Prime Minister Thompson, our country's 6th Prime Minister, passed away in October 2010 while still in office. Among those gathered in the churchyard this morning were his wife Mara, his 3 daughters Misha, Oya and Osa Marie, Minister of Finance Chris Sinclair, and Senators Maxine McLean, David Durant and Andre Worrell. Wife Mara noted that October is a very difficult month.
October is always difficult for us. It's sad, but yes, we just have to adjust and live with it. I think we have been doing that. So that's really all it is. For me, a little sad.
And family member Ronnie Gittins bought the plaque in Canada after a visit there. He says the portrait is made from porcelain, which will withstand the elements.
In 2007, a very good friend of mine passed away, and I went up about 2 years ago. And when I got up there, his wife took me to the grave, and I saw she had this picture on the grave of her husband. So when David passed away, I thought about it, and I decided to get it done.
Well, tomorrow begins a week of activities to be held in the late Prime Minister's memory. These include a church service at the St. Mark's Anglican Church, a 5-kilometre race, a cricket match and a memorial lecture. Well, 4 Guyanese nationals who are crew members of the cargo vessel MV Regina have all been remanded to Her Majesty's Prison at Dodds. The men, 26-year-old Tito Tallow Moore, 43-year-old Carlton Andre Lassalle, 24-year-old Berkeley Levert Crawford and 30-year-old Yagpal Bijdudal appeared in the District A Magistrates Court today. They are all facing a range of drug charges and charges related to the illegal possession and importation of a firearm. Law enforcement officials conducted a joint operation on board the cargo vessel on Tuesday night and seized about 107 packages of cannabis and 20.6 kilograms of cocaine. 1 submachine pistol was also found and seized. The 4 men will return to court on the 16th of November. In the meantime, a 43-year-old Barbadian artist has been jailed in St. Vincent after failing to pay a $13,000 fine for drug possession. Oteluju Somaris told the St. Vincent police that the quantity of marijuana found in his possession was intended to raise funds to maintain his children because, quote, things are hard in Barbados, end quote. According to reports from St. Vincent, Somaris was found in possession of 30 taped packages of marijuana weighing over 5 kilograms. Acting on a tip-off, police arrested Somaris at the E.T. Joshua Airport last Tuesday, where he had already checked in to board a return Liat flight to Barbados. The packages were found stashed in his suitcase.